Hello, and welcome to the fourth episode of Something Fell, a podcast slash YouTube show devoted to Dave Sims' Cerebus the Aardvark. Today we're going to look at number 4, a really fun issue. But first, Carl, let's talk about some of your work. Here with Carl Stevens, Mother Nature. Why don't you give us the 411 on this?
The 411 about Mother Nature is that it was a collaboration between myself and Academy Award winner Jamie Lee Curtis and filmmaker Russell Goldman. And it's a story about this small town in New Mexico that's been ravaged by this evil energy company. And it awakens this vengeful Navajo spirit who, one by one, knocks off all the perpetrators who have destroyed the land. It's an eco horror thriller filled with all kinds of horrible, gory action, and I think it's some of my best comics work. Right. Highly recommend it. It's from Titan Comics.
All right, and Penny.
And Penny is a collection of gag strips, essentially, about my cat and her being a prisoner in our apartment. And it's filled with all kinds of little fun traits about Penny. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's my most popular work because everyone loves cats, including myself and Colin.
That's right.
Like, can you say anything else about Penny?
I really love Penny. I think it's really beautiful work. I think that the thing I enjoy most about Penny is the voice that you give her, and how well it matches her, and just the perspective you have from the cat's eye view is something I've never really seen before. There's tons and tons of comics about cats, but I think this one is more cat-like than anyone I've ever seen. I was going to say it's the best cat comic, but Crazy Cat exists, so I have to temper myself. But
yeah, I will.
But I really do like it.
I will bow to her.
It's better than Garfield. We'll say that. All right, and then my own stuff. I make zines. My friend Alex. 50 Things I Love About Fantagraphics. Just a little guy. Exactly what the title says. 50 Things from the History of Fantagraphics. Canon is our main zine. This is the most recent issue, number 6. Interviews with Dave Baker, David T., Patrick Keck, and articles on various things, including Crumb's new comic, Gilbert Hernandez's very strange recent work.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And then hot off the press, Die With Your Mask On number 3. We made a list of the 100 best superhero comics of all time and wrote on it. This is based on the Comics Journal number 210, the top 100 of all time. Yeah, it's a silly exercise that we put a lot of work into. So it's kind of fun, though. Everything is available at canonzine.bigcartel.com.
That's right.
All right.
A silly exercise that we put a lot of work into. That's the story of comics, my friend.
That is very true, and it's especially appropriate for what we're talking about today.
Indeed.
Cool. Cerebus number 4. This is a fantastic cover.
It is. Yeah, it's quite good. You can really see that all this drawing against the deadline is paying off for good old Dave Sim. Again, he's looking at like a lot of like Marvel comics and like really leading into the parody aspect of the series. This looks like a pastiche of an Avengers cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or something, or like a lot of like Silver Age comics covers kind of had that. And I kind of like how they're both like coming off the page a little bit. Like they're kind of like like descending into the picture plane.
Yeah.
I also like the gray too of of, like the title, and like underneath like the Aardvark Vanaheim presents. It's very well designed, and there's new color, the
Yes.
green on Elrod's hat and shirt.
Yeah,
So,
I am. The black background is really striking. And there are people out there that collect black covers.
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there are, and I think it's just because they're so striking, no matter who it is. If you see an Archie cover where it's a black background, your eyes drawn to it.
It's interesting.
And Cerebus, these I don't know if he's actually using bin day dots. I'm sure it's just a screen tone of some kind, but boy, the dots really are large in this version of Cerebus here.
Yeah, that's true.
And then this very Barry Windsor Smith-esque Elrod. I don't know. Yeah, it's great. And like you said, the color, it's like we have the stark black background with the gray highlights, but then this is like the most colorful thing they've had so far, really. Multicolored, I guess.
I bet I know why like the dots look bigger. It's because he probably drew this at a smaller scale than he did the interior pages. So it probably wasn't reduced as much, It like may have even been like the exact size,
Yeah. It almost looks like pop art, yeah. The way he looks kind of pasted on. Really fun cover. It's also the first time he hasn't had the title on the cover. The previous 3, the title of the issue has been on the cover somewhere, and this is just telling you what's inside, much the way they would have done, like you said, with Avengers cover.
Right.
Anyway, just a random observation.
Yeah, no, it's true. I guess he's like thinking about characters more.
Yeah. We have the note from the publisher. I don't know if there's anything different about this page either, but to me it looked cleaner and brighter than I remembered the others.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe it's just because it's a shorter note from the publisher this month.
That could be, yeah. That could be. Cool. All right.
Shall I read it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Note from the publisher. Many things have happened between the last issue and this one. For me, the largest of these was the fact that we moved. Now, moving a household is one thing, but when that also includes a studio and a publishing office, you begin to wish you hadn't gotten involved with this. You hadn't gotten involved with all of this. So after 3 days of moving everything imaginable in way too many books, everything is finally where it should be, except for one thing, my editorial. My editorial! Oh my god, I forgot about it. I guess I should be thankful I didn't lose the issue itself. This issue was somewhat slow to begin with, but really started zooming once Dave settled into it. I feel that he is improving continuously in his drawing, and the improvement shows in this issue. Elrod has got to be such a perfect match for Cerebus in his inability, but I don't want to give the story away. Maybe you should just get yourself comfy and settle into a new adventure with our furry little friend, Denise Loubert.
Yeah,
it's great. I love how she just gives like a little bit of personal details into it. Again, just letting like the reader into the like behind the scenes of like what's going on. I mean, was this unusual for comics in the late 70s? I mean, like underground comics. I mean, like were there like creators talking about like what their lives were like within the comics they were doing? I mean, I can't think of anyone else that
I don't remember seeing this kind of stuff in underground comics. When you started saying that, the immediate thing I thought of was ElfQuest, and I don't know, but they were They were Dave's direct contemporaries, and so they might have been likely to do that sort of thing. I should
Right.
pull out some ElfQuest and look, but you're right.
Yeah.
It feels like this is a peek into their process and just their lives that you didn't get. You certainly didn't get it from mainstream comics.
Definitely not. Yeah.
And the undergrounds, I don't remember having much in the way of introductions and notes from the publisher.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess, the autobio ones, but it was like still comics, but like, yeah, it wasn't like this. Yeah.
Yeah, and even the autobio is usually more concerned with more extreme things happening, right, than moving house.
Yeah. True.
All right. So this issue is titled Death's Dark Tread, which is a very fantasy-esque title.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, with like that font that he's been using,
Yes.
further like cutting his chops.
Mhm.
But like right out of the gate, I feel like this page is kind of a level up,
Yeah.
Just in terms of it just seems tighter, with like the like inking seems tighter, as does the storytelling, like varying the different types of shots that he's using to like convey like this character, like jumping through space.
Yeah, I mean, I love this face here, but that's a great jumping panel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Half in silhouette.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really cool. And then again, like with like the fourth panel or the fifth panel, striking that incredible Hulk pose, but like with those weird speed lines that he seems to be,
yeah,
employing.
I wonder where he got that from.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like something out of like Art Adams, like in the like when he was doing like Long Shot. I don't know why. I mean, I just feel like we're like the sparks, like like those like electrical sparks that Art Adams would make, and like a lot of those X comics. I guess it just reminds me of that. I don't know.
Yeah, but of course that was a few years later. So
yeah, right. Yeah, it's like I don't know who in the 70s was doing stuff like that. I know it's an odd thing to get hung up on, but it's very like striking to me.
It is. Yeah. No, it doesn't seem familiar to me from anyone else. And then we've got, so this guy's running, and he basically drops this bauble is what they call it. So it looks sort of like a ring in the pictures, but I guess it's just supposed to be a little spherical object. Yeah, disc. And it comes bouncing towards Cerebus, who's just hanging out on a barrel in an alley.
Drinking.
Yeah. As usual, he's got these weird decorations on everything.
Yeah, it seems he's like really like, and actually that kind of looks like a peace sign at the top right. But he's like really like leaning into the like fantasy element, meaning that he can just make up shit for like architecture and it'll just work.
Yeah, very true. And they say that he's posing as a merchant, and he's basically he's hopped a ship. He's ended up he's within the Sepran Empire. I'll be honest, I've read all of Cerebus, and I've never really taken the time to think about the geography or how any of these parts of this world relate to each other, really. So I just sort of let that wash over me as I'm reading. But he's clearly on the move from these 4 issues. He's in a different locale in every issue.
Right. Is that something that, I mean, is that something that like Conan the Barbarian did? I mean, I know that like a lot of those issues were that he was like a wandering like warrior, right? So is that just keeping in line with like the parody?
I think you're right. I think it made sense to just put him in new places while he was young. They did the later stories where he was the king. But I think all of the younger Conans are all him just wandering around various places and getting into scrapes, which is what these services are like.
Sure,
Um,
right.
So yeah, but it is a cool. It's a splash page. He divides it here. I'm not really sure why.
Mhm.
Maybe he just felt it needed a little something.
Well, it's like the ball bouncing, so
Yeah,
I guess just to give extra emphasis
yeah.
on that. But it is odd, like how the way that the ball is bouncing. There's like that break in like the line that like kind of
Hmm.
follows the ball. There's that like
Yeah,
that little break between it. So it's I don't know. It's like a odd choice, but I guess it
yeah,
still works. You know, I mean,
yeah.
I would have
I mean,
continued like the lines like coming, just so the eye follows it in a more linear way. But
yeah, yeah. It makes sense. I mean, he's using the gutter the way it's supposed to be used, but um, it is just a little strange.
yeah,
um,
because
to divide 1/6 of the page over here.
yeah, but that's what makes the series great. Just these odd
Yeah,
little choices.
that's true. So yeah, so he picks up the bauble and decides he'll maybe go gamble with it. This is the first time he mentions Diamondback,
Yes,
uh, the
right.
card game. Um, that I'll also say I never really understood what was going on with Diamondback, but it's a card game. I guess you don't really need to know much else. And he doesn't actually play it in this issue. He just mentions it a few times.
Right.
Um, and then he's being followed by this sort of, H.P. Lovecraft type creature.
Hmm.
Um,
Which is really cool. I made a note about that. It's really kind of out of left field.
it is.
Um, you know, it's yeah, definitely like Lovecraftian. Um, but just the way that it's rendered too. I I really can't think of anyone else that would like draw something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what does it bring to mind to
To,
you?
to me, it brings to mind like a Stephen Bissett, but
Oh yeah, I can
Bissett
see that.
Bissett comes later though.
That's
He's not
true.
doing this kind of stuff yet.
Yeah, he's
He's
still
probably
school.
Yeah, exactly. He's still at best he's maybe done a couple backups for DC. He hasn't cut loose yet.
Yeah.
Um, but he clearly is putting some loving care. I guess maybe a Bernie Wrightson. I don't know if he did, this kind of creature
Oh,
at
that's true.
that point. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Actually, yeah. I mean, well, there's that weird issue of Swamp Thing where there are all those like demonic creatures, right? I forget
yeah.
like the issue number, but um, yeah, I could definitely see that.
I don't know if this was just a mistake, a printing issue, but the tentacles they break for this gutter, but for this one they kind of this one's going over it, and this one's actually sort of passing through it.
Hmm.
Um, and I have to think that's maybe a mistake, but I don't know. In the version you have, is it like that, or is it printed differently?
No, it's the same.
Okay,
So, but again, I still have and he like didn't change it in the biweekly. So
hmm yeah, I just know each printing has its own. Uh, it does have its own personalities. What
Mhm.
comes through. Um, so yeah, so he's just walking away from this thing. Kind of minimal backgrounds. I do like this panel here. It's almost sort of religious.
Mhm.
Looks like a religious icon. The speed lines.
Yeah, that's true. It does resemble that. It's you know unconscious foreshadowing.
That's right.
It's like the coming. We won't spoil it.
That's great. Um, okay, so he ends up in a dead end somehow. I guess he's half drunk, so he's not really sure what he's doing.
Yeah.
And now he's going to fight this creature. I like this sequence of him here. He's
Mhm.
he's very cartoony, but I do feel like his snout is shrinking a little bit. Um,
Yeah, that's true. He is starting to morph into into the Cerebus that we all know.
Mhm.
For sure. That's interesting. I'd be curious why he chooses to do that.
Me too. I don't think I've ever heard him address it, or read anything where he addresses it. I guess it's not uncommon, I guess, for artists to do that, but it's a pretty dramatic change within 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's true.
There's your creature again, looking great.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it seems like kind of rare that he's like drawn like creatures like that, just like these weird demons. I mean, I know that he does a bit more of it like much later, in like the Rick Story issues, where he's like drawing more demons and stuff. But yeah, like I can't think of any instances like up until then, right? So
yeah,
where
no,
he just kind of draw something truly bizarre.
Yeah, he's done the kind of skeletons and stuff from the sorcerers, but he seems pretty committed to keeping Cerebus as the only non-human creature in this comic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, it's like by design, I guess, right? Like that's the joke. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was going to mention this death character comes in. Felt very kind of Jim Starlin to me.
Totally.
The Jim Starlin stuff from Star Reach, which is sort of pseudo philosophical kind of 70s bullshit, but striking looking comics. And
sure.
I think Dave is using this as more of a this will look cool than any sort of real characterization. But he wants the bauble, and he has sent this creature to get it. But it's a really striking design. He looks great in all these panels.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like again, his like sense of composition is really just like something else. And like the way that he uses blacks is yeah, I mean, he like really understands like how to orchestrate these like simple shapes.
Yeah. When Cerebus was really going for it, sort of a rare, he has action scenes, but they're not usually this visceral.
Right, it's blood.
Yeah. Once again, foreshadowing for the giant action sequence he'll have many years later. But this one I thought this was a really striking panel where he actually is plunging his sword into something.
Yeah. It's great facial expression too, like, he just looks like disgusted, I mean, I feel like he's like really starting to like vary Cerebus's expressions more.
Yeah, you're right. And this blood spatter. Yeah, good stuff. And alternating the gray Cerebus with the death character. Really striking.
Very striking.
And then this sequence here, another great use of him using the same view and then having Cerebus react to something. He did that with the Red Sophia issue, and it just looks really good.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a cool technique, that little like moment to moment like transition. He's like really like becoming a master at it. He's like figuring it out that it's so great for like comic timing.
Yeah. Yeah. So so he he's already killed the creature, but now he's dealing with the death throes. And this death character, he refers to Cerebus as too intelligent to control, which I don't think that's what you would necessarily say of the Cerebus that we see later. I mean, he's sort of a great killer all the way throughout, but I don't think he's really known for his brains later.
Well, Colin, there is such a thing as killer intelligence. So
I guess so.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, I guess death is all knowing. So
It's true. Yeah.
But yeah. Again, like I like those. I like the use of the blacks again, like the silhouette, and then like those rocks and like the third panel, the top there. That's like really cool. Actually, like that like whole panel is really interesting with all the different textures.
Yeah, here and here and here.
Yeah. So
yeah, you're right.
You can really see him just like having fun with like the inking. You know, it's like he's finding ways to, you know, make it more interesting for him, I think.
And this page really brings to mind to me what Keith Giffen will be doing on Legion of Superheroes in a couple years.
It's a good call.
The whole Great Darkness saga, you know, where Darkseid is in silhouette for most of the story.
Right.
Yeah, you know, Giffen was known to sort of hoover up influences. I wonder how much he was looking at this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I wonder. That's a good call.
Yeah. And so, yeah, now Cerebus is at the market. He's posing as a merchant, but here he is actually doing some merchanting. So,
right.
The perspectives on this city seem a little wonky.
Yeah, it's like the leaning disco ball of Pisa.
Yeah, not really sure what this thing's doing. And the very Barry Windsor Smith looking guy here. He almost looks out of place, right? Because Sim is getting more comfortable drawing his own kind of people.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like the perspective of the whole page is wonky, but yeah, like you're right. He does kind of stand out. Actually, he like kind of looks like George Harrison a little bit.
That's right. Yeah. And he looks kind of like Dave Sim from that era, right? He had the beard and the shaggy hair.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I wonder if it is a self-portrait. Could be.
It might be. Yeah, because when you know, like these are all kind of hard to see, but like this is a very Dave Sim character right here.
Oh yeah, totally.
You know that this guy could have been from the next 300 issues. I mean, they very Dave Simish.
That's true, but like more like realistic though. I mean, that's kind of the interesting thing about these early issues. You know, like it's closer to like the realism end of things. You know, I mean, you know, that's obviously like the influences that he's pulling from the time, but you know, I mean, like that. I mean, you're right about the like that character, but like it does. You know, it gets more cartoony, but like you can see like the beginnings of, you know, like how the style is going to develop later.
For sure. Yeah. And so Cerebus is just here minding his own business, wishing that he was gambling and drinking. And then in comes Elrod. He's a real left field character, right? Because there hasn't been anyone this cartoonish. I know Sophia was sort of ridiculous, Red Sophia. But he is full on Foghorn Leghorn, just from the jump. And you know, he's supposed to be a parody of a Michael Moorcock?
Yeah,
you know, of his Elric character.
Right.
But I think all he took is the fact that he's an albino, has a big hat. Like, I mean, otherwise it's Foghorn Leghorn. A reference that probably, I don't know if people under 40 know who Foghorn Leghorn is.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, no. I mean, they still show Looney Tunes, right?
I honestly have no idea. I don't know. He might just be like a cartoon character to kids, like, you know, they see on shirts or something. I don't know if I have no idea. And you know, Foghorn Leghorn, the Looney Tunes character, the big rooster, I believe his pattern of speech was based on a specific congressman, you know.
I wish I was smart enough to remember who that was.
Yeah. Same here. Like I know enough to know that, but I couldn't tell you who. And maybe someone will drop it in the comments and remind us. But by the time we were kids, we wouldn't have known that. We just knew that Foghorn Leghorn was talked funny and talked in a certain way.
Sure.
And this is the first example of Dave Sim being an incredible mimic. Something he'll really lean on over the next many years.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's like the greatness of his writing, is that, that like mimicry, and also it's like it's a good thing for like a young writer to be able to do, because it'll like definitely just like develops the way that you like think about dialogue, like write dialogue. It's just it's a great exercise.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. I wonder if he walked around speaking to himself in this voice and then sort of transcribed it. I don't know. It's kind of amazing. I don't know how he captures it so well, and he'll do it with so many other characters. But goddamn, when you're reading it, it really does sound like Foghorn Leghorn.
I know, but yeah, like, do you want to read like a panel?
I'm a little embarrassed to do that. Yeah.
I mean, you can just read that page. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, I'll just go through a couple of these word balloons at least.
Okay.
Why? Hello there, short, gray, and fuzzy. You have a thing for crushed velvet? Speak when you're spoken to, son. You're making a bad first impression. And that sounds exactly like Foghorn Leghorn, other than my voice doesn't sound like Mel Blanc, obviously. I mean, but the cadences are incredible.
Yeah, like the rhythm,
Yeah, and he keeps it up. What was that you're saying, Carl? Sorry.
No, I mean, that's like so key for like a young writer too. Is to like learn like that rhythm.
This is also, I think, a really fun page. All these textures everywhere. He's putting a lot more work like into Elrod's hat than he needs to. Cerebus has this great, consternation on his face.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. It's like already from like the beginning, he's just annoyed with him.
Yeah. You could plunk this face, 100 issues later, and it would fit right in. And him wondering what is happening, who am I being bothered by? So Elrod's just going on and on and on again. And he talks about his rune carved sword that Elric has. And I mean, the Elrod character looks fantastic. He's just really going for it. All these great textures. Like there's almost like a P. Craig Russell style to how Baroque everything looks.
Oh yeah.
And then it's all in service of this complete dipshit.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
as it should be.
Great.
Mind your manners, son.
So good. I really love this panel here.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like rusted sword.
Yeah, allegedly rune carved.
Yeah, and again with like the minimal backgrounds, to just kind of sketched in.
Yeah, it's true. He picks and chooses his spots, doesn't he? To where he wants to lavish attention or just put tones behind.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, I'm sure it has like a lot to do with just how he's feeling that day. He's too hungover or like what.
Yeah. True, but they, as you've pointed out, they tend to look well designed. I mean,
right. Yeah, there's like that strong like underlying like sense of composition, and I mean, I think the blacks have a lot to do with that, because that really just kind of centers everything in a lot of ways.
Yeah, him putting this hand in silhouette right in the middle of the page.
Yeah, your eye goes right to it.
Yeah, he's very good at sort of leveling things out.
Mhm.
I mean that's a fantastic panel right there, though, with him with his. I mean, this looks like it's from a straight fantasy comic.
Yeah, totally. That spaghetti hair.
Yes, yes. Um, and then we get here's the Jim Starlin page, right? Or I guess
100%.
also Keith Giffen, a couple years later. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, this makes me wish I'd pulled out some Star Reaches because
Yeah.
this looks so much like a Jim Starlin page from that era. And I'm sure that's kind of what he's um, referencing.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, because that was being published at the same time, right? So we're all late 70s.
Yeah, I'd say probably just before.
Okay.
And recent enough that I bet he thought anyone who sees this will know what I'm talking about. Um, and
I know.
so,
It's such a cool looking chair too. I mean, I like wonder,
yeah,
it looks like it's, like mostly tones. I mean, those like that like circle pattern. I like wonder if that's, like a type of zipatone, as well.
I've
Because like
wondered
there's
that too. He draws so much of it that you just think, God, he would have spent his whole day doing it.
yeah, just doing the circles. I mean, I think they are all tones. I seem to remember seeing tones like that. I went to art school in the late '90s, and I remember going to an art supply store and getting like a bunch of old weird tones. I mean, they like made different like varieties. So it wasn't just like the Bende dots and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. You're right. In this one chair, there's multiple
Like different tones.
approaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
But he
and
couldn't be
he
bothered to, make a circle with a compass, though. Those look
no,
all freehand.
all hand drawn.
Yeah,
He does like his spheres. They appear over and over and over again.
that's true.
Any chance he can get, he has a sphere. But yeah, these are pretty lazy for him.
Yeah,
But I guess kind of hard to do his cool lighting effects in this sort of vacuum space.
right.
And so, yeah, he wants the gym. I mean, the whole plot here is really just a contrivance to have Cerebus and Elrod, face off and grind on each other.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. It is just like a buddy comedy.
yeah, this page is a little strange. He's still lavishing lots of care on Elrod and some of the backgrounds, but this is sort of a weird perspective.
Mhm.
And then this one is I don't know. Cerebus is really drawn with the shorthand here and this very cartoonish smash.
Yeah, I know. It definitely seems like a hangover page. And actually, the like thing
Yeah,
that I wish he did on that third panel up was to just not use like the panel borders. I feel like that would have been effective.
oh yeah,
Just like open, and then he kind of like let Elrod's cape like bleed a little out. You know,
sure.
that would have been cooler. But
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I don't know.
because he does that on the next page.
Does he?
Yeah. See, he like
Yeah, right here.
breaks it off. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a sharp looking page.
Mhm.
Or sharp looking panel, I mean. But yeah, even here with the hand gestures, of you could see Foghorn Leghorn doing this sort of,
Mhm.
I don't know. Here he's not really saying let's look at something. Normally you would say this like, you're taking in the view and uh
Mhm.
you're doing like this like it's a camera motion, but here I think he's just doing it to reference the Foghorn Leghorn hands and be funny. Um yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is an odd like voice for an odd
Yeah, he's
acting.
not saying like look at this house over here. He's just doing the hands.
Yeah,
Um
probably right. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. I didn't think about that.
yeah. And Elrod has just through this whole thing had a running a monologue, really. All in the Foghorn Leghorn voice. It's just nonstop.
Mhm.
I wonder if Dave was cracking himself up when he was writing this, though. Um, I
I
mean,
think so.
I,
I think so. I mean, because it is so fun. I mean, like, how could he not, be laughing the whole time?
yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, and in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Um,
But also, like, the way that he uses like the word balloons to, like, break up the chatter, I think is kind of remarkable as well. It just
Very true.
adds like his like sense of comedic timing, like within the comics, that um he's not just making these giant word balloons. He's like spacing them out, like a sentence per balloon, and that does a lot for like the reader to like understand like the timing.
Yeah, no, you're
Since,
right, and I really think he's so far ahead of his time with his dialogue. Um,
oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, this, you know, Marvel comics of this period would have just huge balloons full of exposition and
Yeah.
talking, and everything has an exclamation point on it. Everything is
Right.
just screaming.
Yeah.
Um, he really is just great at breaking things up and pacing the conversation in a way that it's hard for me to think of anybody who had done it in such a sophisticated manner.
Yeah.
Um,
It's true. Yeah, it is. And again, he's only like 22.
yeah, yeah,
So
and he's doing something silly, right? Like if he was explaining this to somebody, they'd be like, okay, that's cute. Um, but the way he pulls it off it just seems very sophisticated to me.
yeah.
It reads so easily. It'd be so easy to get bogged down um, in just sort of 70s Marvel prose.
Right.
And he doesn't do that.
Yeah, and it seems that like just introducing a character like Elrod is like a conscious choice to break away from that. I mean, he must understand just how like limiting like that purple Marvel prose is.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, Cerebus shatters his sword, and they're just kind of standing here, and this guard tells them you can't loiter here. Once
Hmm.
again, this is just a contrivance to get them in trouble. Um,
Yeah.
and So Elrod picks a fight with all these guards that, of course, he can't back up.
Hmm.
Um, really like this panel here. Just a nice contrast to great Cerebus face.
Yeah,
Um,
it's classic.
yeah, nice punch here. This to me is a very Barry Windsor Smith panel.
Yeah, it's also very like realistic, because that's
Yeah,
kind of like how a guy's face would look after getting hit like that.
yeah.
Like, ah,
Uh, and then this nice silhouettes here
yeah,
as they're getting ready to take on all these guys. And he's, of course, telling Cerebus, I'll handle the one on the left, and you take the rest of them.
yeah.
And yeah, the fight pretty much happens off panel. He's repeatedly punching a guy and not getting anywhere, and then Cerebus is captured.
Hmm.
Really nice page though. Really, he put some work into this one.
Yeah, he did for sure. Yeah, all like the little ticks. I mean, he's still having fun with like the noodling on Elrod's face and like the
Mm-hmm.
fifth panel.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's actually this is probably like the most Barry Windsor Smith looking
You're right.
ink
Yeah.
job.
It's true. Yeah, I mean this right here.
Yeah, like those like little marks, yeah, on Elrod's chest and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, it is. Especially with this cartoon character here in the bottom, he, he just does not seem to belong to the world.
Not at all. Yeah.
I love this next page here.
Oh yeah, totally.
All
Like
the black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sim circles. It's like Kirby Crackle. He just has to have circles everywhere.
Yeah, I love that bottom panel. Like that
Yeah,
expression that's like next level for him. It's almost like Ren and Stimpy.
You're right. He's going for it here in a way that I don't think he's really done yet. For
Not at all.
Cerebus, to give him a crazy expression.
It's almost psychedelic.
Yeah, and through the whole thing, Elrod's it's just verbal diarrhea the whole time. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, this panel's great. Yeah, I love the look of this page. It looks fantastic.
And it's also funny, just he's been stuck with like Elrod like the whole issue, and like now he's literally chained to a wall next to him.
That's right. Yeah. And another, so now we've gone from these light pages to now all in darkness, kind of. They're chained in this dungeon, but the pages all look fantastic.
It's a real flex.
Yeah, it's such a palate cleanser for the eyes, kind of. You do something else, and now it's completely different.
And that bottom panel on the left page.
Yeah.
The like Cerebus like bouncing back, but like the like silhouette within the block, just like the white outline. It's like a really cool technique. I mean, it looks like he just scratched into the paint. It's like a scratch board kind of technique.
Yeah, you're right. It's a very cool effect. It's weird. A couple of the sound effects in this issue, like these and that one we mentioned earlier, are very cartoony and don't really seem to match him. But like that's a Dave Sim. So he hasn't quite gotten there yet. He hasn't, ruled this sort of thing out. Not that they look bad, but they're just, like that to me is a classic Dave Sim.
Oh yeah.
Sound effect,
Right. It's more hard edged,
Yeah, really shows his personality. I mean, on the cover, that's the same kind of lettering almost he's using to sign his name.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Right, that S.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. That's a very cool panel. And then of course Cerebus. So go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say like that scratch board thing is definitely what's going on in the background too. It's like he just kind of like learn that technique. I mean, like all the circles look like they were like scratched away as opposed to drawn.
Yeah.
Right. Like doesn't have the same kind of like line quality.
Yeah, I know it's pleasingly organic. The effect he gets. Totally. I don't know that it looks like any rocks anyone's ever seen, but it has it in cartoon language. It really communicates it very effectively.
Yeah. Well, it just gives it like this otherworldly quality too,
Yeah, you're right. And it feels like in every issue of Cerebus, he ends up underground somehow. And I don't know if that's conscious, some sort of earth pig thing, or if it's a good place to put people to put them in a fix.
Sure.
But yeah, that seems to be a recurring thing for him to have Cerebus underground somewhere. And he's telling him we're only a few thousand meters underground, so yeah, right, yeah. So Cerebus is able to bust out of here, and of course he's going to leave Elrod behind. He just walks off.
Yeah.
Great use of the static shot again. Once again, he lavishes so much care on these, side decorations.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. He loves that, like Jasper John's hatching.
Yeah, it shows up a lot.
It's wild.
Yeah. And I know I've seen this in plenty of other comics. But I wonder if this was a Barry Windsor Smith thing that he decided to acknowledge, or
like do the hatching like that. I mean, it's like an old technique. I mean, you like see it in like, a lot of, early illustrators. I mean, like anyone from, like Christie or actually, like John Montgomery Flagg uses
Yeah.
that technique a lot in his pen drawings. So,
But I don't think Dave had seen any of that stuff, right? Wasn't he just pretty much
maybe.
aping comics?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I mean, like Flagg, I mean, like in the 70s, like those old illustrations were probably around, they
True.
were made like in the like 20s, right? Or like
Yeah, you're right.
teens, so maybe 50, 60 years old. I mean, it was definitely like
Yeah.
in the culture. So
Yeah, and a lot of those 70s comic artists were, I mean, Howard Chaykin is a huge admirer of those illustrators. I'm sure guys like Kaluta, the studio guys. So
oh
I'm
yeah,
sure
for sure.
I'm sure this stuff was making its way into comics and portfolios, things that Sim would have seen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean that's right. He probably got it secondhand from those guys.
But yeah, he's really using it to great effect. I mean, like he's using it again here, breaking away into the light.
Right.
That Cerebus climbs up this. What's he referred to it? Ventilation tunnel, which seems kind of sophisticated for the world he's in. Complete with a cartoon graded door,
Right.
come out of.
Yeah, that you can just open.
Yeah. Yeah, just swings open, no lock or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he figures out that the shining thing is probably his problem, so he just tosses it in the well.
Yeah, I know, it's so anticlimactic. It's great.
It is, but that's also a very Cerebus decision, right? Like,
Yeah,
I don't like this. I'll just toss it.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, he's always the path of least resistance.
Very true. Very true. This page kind of confused me. Maybe you can help me figure out. So does this say Finn?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought so, but I'm kind of looking at having the eye be horizontal is sort of an odd look. It's a little more obvious now that I'm looking at it, but last night I thought, I don't know what the hell's going on here. It doesn't say end.
Yeah. And like the fact that it's, it looks like solid, like 3D. I mean, like, what's the point of all like that hatching? I mean, like, what is it supposed to? I mean, I like get that it's, like on the bottom, like on the end, because it's like the ground. But like, why have all those marks like on the F and the I? I don't know.
Yeah, and splitting it into panels. I get that he's trying to have the character walk away, but it makes the lettering even harder to kind of figure out. I think that's kind of a rare miss for him. Even though I do like the figure walking away.
Right. Yeah. I mean, maybe he was stoned when he was drawing it. And
that's right.
Looked cool at the time.
Very good possibility.
Yeah.
I was really surprised he wasted a page on this map again.
I know. It's really an eyesore, and it's and
it was just in the last issue. Like, do you think he needed to do it every issue?
I mean, it's you got to keep the brother-in-law happy, I guess.
I guess so.
Ocean Sea, man.
That's right.
Like, dude, come on.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyway.
And Aardvark comments, I was a little disappointed in the quality of these letters.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, there's like the great like Frank Thorne. There's like another Frank Thorne letter.
Yeah, this one's great, but even his letter from Red Sonja written by Frank Thorne is pretty tiresome.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
But you're right that having another letter from Thorne is awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's notable because I didn't realize how much of a like, what's the word, like mentor, I guess. Like, Thorne was for Sim. I didn't realize they were corresponding this much. That was interesting.
Yeah, I had no idea either, and it kind of makes sense, right? Frank Thorne had a sense of humor,
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if Barry Windsor Smith did.
No, I don't think so. We both read Monster.
That's right. Yeah. 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 Um, I'll keep that to myself.
Okay.
But I mean, Frank Thorne, he's just I wouldn't say he's necessarily a funny guy, but he definitely has a twinkle in his eye with everything he's doing, and he's willing to get silly.
100%.
Like Sim, So
Yeah.
he doesn't take it so seriously. Like, he knows, I'm drawing these pretty girls because I want to draw pretty girls. Whereas with Barry Windsor Smith, it was like, pre-Raphaelite and blah
I'm
blah
Rossetti.
blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you want to read this letter from Frank Thorne?
Oh yeah, sure. Why not? Dear Dave, by now you will have received the letter from the rambunctious redhead. Sorry for what she said about Cerebus, but you know Sonia. That's evident in the drawings of Song of Red Sonia, or Sophia. It's great, Dave. There are some really nifty sequences. The granola page, Sophia's dance. Bum ba da ba bum. No, bum ba da da. I don't know.
Yeah.
Neat. I could go on, and I should, but it might become unseemly. Thanks, Dave, from this old creature of the drawing caves. In time, things like this will happen to you, for you are surely on your way. Frank Thorne, Scotch Plains, New Jersey. And Dave's response. The staff of Cerebus is shocked, truly shocked, to discover that Red Sonia's letter originated from the same address as that of Mr. Thorne. We think an artist his age ought to be ashamed of himself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
A diss at old Frank Thorne.
It's great though. I mean, he's, and Thorne obviously is right. Dave would continue on for many, many years.
Yeah.
That's a real vote of confidence for a guy who's had three real comics. I mean, he'd put out a couple little things before, but I mean,
yeah, but I mean, that's all it takes, man. I mean, that's I mean, like, what a gift. That's like the greatest gift you can, as an older cartoonist, that you can give like someone like a generation younger than you, is that, like little push. So, so thanks, Frank Thorne, for doing that.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
And then the next issue, Bran McMuffin, another fantasy character he's bringing in.
Yeah.
Great ad though for this next issue.
I know, it's cool. I love that rain.
Yeah, the rain looks everything. I mean, the Cerebus is kind of the worst looking thing about it.
Yeah,
but everything else looks fantastic.
Yeah, those variants in the background creeping out. It's really cool.
Yeah. Good stuff. And then once again, he has an ad on the back now, and even different is this barely a baby blue. And the art is in black and white now, no longer with the weird coloring. Like here's number 2, with the pinks. And so he's gone to the black and white, which I think looks better, frankly. And
does, although it doesn't do any service to that poster, I mean,
that's very true. That's very true. Or even the number 3 cover, which is nice and colorful.
Yeah.
But they all look.
Posters.
No, go ahead, Carl.
No, I'm sorry. No, but the poster is supposed to be like an art print, and it's like this muddied. It's like muddied from the black and white and in that blue color for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point you make about this, because the drawing on this poster isn't really great. It's really the coloring is spectacular.
Right.
The printing quality of the colors incredible.
Yeah.
But I do think these look nice, and it shows. We've talked about his compositions on his covers. These all really hold up without color.
Yeah, totally. Again, it's those blacks, man. He just really knows how to, make those shapes. Really well balanced.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. No change in distribution. It's still Seagate in the eastern U.S. and in Canada. No mention of the West Coast at all. But I'm sure he's going to get that sorted out here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think so. So
And
it's
yeah,
number 4.
number 4 in the books. All
Awesome.
right.
All right.
Thank you to everyone who made it this far, and we'll see you again for number 5.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, Colin.